Man, this must be a union job. As soon as the filming stops, the actor gets on his phone and starts playing.
Yep.
So, anywho, all right. So, tell me about your first date in 20 years. Your real first date.
Okay. Okay.
Where'd you
I,
meet her? Let's start there.
I met a I met a girl at Sports Clips and found her pretty attractive. She's my type. So
Well, what is your type?
uh, apparently short, thick, Latina, and crazy. So I was.
So she's got scissors in her hand. She's cutting your hair.
She's
And you
cutting my
get
hair.
this great idea to ask this short, thick, crazy Latina out on a date right then and there, or how did that come to be?
Well, first off, the first thing I told her was she's the type of girl I dreamt to marry my whole life. So that's the first thing I said. And then so she took me and washed my hair, and then she was checking out, and I was like, "Hey, look, I want to take you out, go do something." So she's like, "Okay, yeah." She gave me her number, and then I called her up, and a couple of days later, I got her convinced to go on a date with me, right? So I lived in Bishop Arts, which was Oak Cliff, which is in Oak Cliff. I used to live down there and work down there as I was going to school. So I had her meet me. She drove up over to the area where I lived in, and I took her to a place called Glorious, and we had a nice dinner, and she had a drink. And so like, I worked down there at the bars, and I worked at Atlas and Revelers Hall, and so I knew a bunch of people down there. So I would take her down there and get her these exotic drinks, and she was having fun. Well, we ended up going to this one spot, the last spot we went to, um, and there were some Indian people there. There was an Indian guy there, and he came up and started talking to her, and he was flirting with her, overtly, and that's cool. It's our first date. I don't really know her, so if whatever if he scoops in and she wants to go with him, fine. Get her. She can go. So he he's talking to her, and then he offers to buy her a drink, and she says, "Well, listen, I'm with him." Talking about me, I'm with John, and that's up to him. I was like, "Look, if you want to buy her a drink, buy her a drink. I don't care." And well, he puts his shoulder, or he puts his arm on my shoulder, rests his arm on my shoulder, and he's telling her, "Hey, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful." And he said, "I'm gonna buy you a drink." So he's like, "Do you want a drink?" I was like, "No, dude, I don't want a drink." It's taken me a lot to keep my cool because I wanted to mow his ass down. Um, but anyway, so it's taken me a lot to keep my cool. But I keep my cool because I don't want this girl to freak out and be like, "Oh, he's crazy, blah blah, blah, he's crazy." But this man is resting his arm on my shoulder like this, talking to the date I'm with and telling her how beautiful she is, and that's and the other. So he's like I said, he says, "Hey, do you want a drink?" I was like, "No, no, no, I'm good. I don't drink. Go ahead." So he's like, "Okay, I'll go get you a drink." She tells him what she wants, and she goes to the restroom. He goes to the bar. So I see my opportunity to express my feelings with him. So I go up to him and I pat him. He says, "Oh, hi, hi." I said, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" I said, "Check this out. You don't know me, do you?" He's like, "No, but blah, blah." I was like, "No, no, 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 no. Save that shit." I said, "You don't know me, so I'm going to tell you now. I don't care about you talking to this girl. I don't care at all about you talking to this girl. But if you touch me one more time, I'm going to fuck you up." And he's like, "Well, oh." And I said, "No, no, 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 no. You know what the fuck you were doing, and that's cool. You might do this to one of these other motherfuckers, but you ain't gonna do that to me. If you touch me one more motherfucking time, I'm gonna fuck you up." So he's like, "Oh, okay, okay." I was like, "Cool. We got an understanding." So we go back, and him and his friends leave, and the girl's like, "Where, where'd her drink go?" I was like, I don't know. They just left." But generally, like, I was proud of myself in that situation, Tom, because generally I would have flipped his ass. Like, In any other situation, I was trying to keep my cool for this girl, and I'm still with this girl. But I was trying to keep my cool for this girl and not seem crazy as fuck. But I really wanted to flip him bad.
Took some work, huh?
I really wanted to fuck him up real bad, and it took a lot for me to do that. And I'm thankful to God that I controlled myself in that situation. Because any other time, like you would have caught me like 3 years before that, I probably would go back to prison for sure. Because you just don't do shit. Who does shit like that? Who are you? She already told you we were on a date.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That she was with me, and for him to do that and be leaning on me like what? Like what the fuck are you doing? Like, but I was really proud of myself too, like because I told him calmly. I was like, hey, look, you don't know me, and so you don't know what you just did. So, but if you touch me again, you could talk to this girl. You can have this girl. I don't care. But if you touch me again, I'm fixing to fuck you up. And I think we got an understanding because he left. But that's that.
Okay, so you said you're still with her.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was date number one.
Mm-hmm.
Must have gone all right. There was subsequent dates. So how did you broach the subject of what your past was and what some of the struggles might be if you all decided to be a couple?
Well, that was a crazy ass date, by the way. But I mean, it wasn't just that. But we ended up talking. I told her, I was like, hey, look, I got to tell you, because look, if I tell you I've been to prison and what I've been to prison for, and you don't want to fuck with me, or you on any level, like if you're a woman I'm attracted to, or a person that I think is cool and I want to be cool with, if you can't deal with that, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can fuck off. Really, you can go on your own way, whoever you are, because this is who I am, and I hate what I did to get me in prison, but prison molded me into a better person. Like I worked the system to make it work for me, and but I talked to her about it. I told her straight up. I said, "Look, this is what happened, and this is how it happened. This is what the this is what the consequence of this action was, and this is who I am." And she's like, "Okay, cool." It didn't bother her. She had been in trouble before, and I find that you're not going to be able to relate to people better than somebody who's already been down the same path close to what you are. So the good thing is that she's never been to prison, but she's been in trouble, so she understands how the system works, and it didn't bother her too much, Tom. So, but like I said, I've always been straight up with it, and I don't try and hide it. And I'm not proud, but I'm also am proud sometimes because I dealt with some things that would have folded a lot of people up.
Maybe not proud, but also not ashamed.
Not ashamed, yeah. Not proud, but not ashamed. But there are moments like I'm proud of that I went through in there, like graduating, get my GED, and graduating college, and some things that I accomplished there. I'm very proud of that I would have never done if I had been out here. But I just told her straight up, and I always tell people straight up, like it's been. Like I've had people treat me differently because I've been locked up though. When they find out, like women, like I was dating and coworkers, they find out I've been to prison. They're like, they treat me different. They avoid me or act like they're scared of me all of a sudden. Like, I mean, I'm the same guy I was when you were fawning over me like the other day. So I don't understand what that dynamic is in your head. You find out somebody's been in prison doesn't mean that. That just goes back to like you think everybody in prison is fucked up. Hey, people make mistakes, and some people don't get caught for them. Some people get caught for them. Some people get away with stuff, and a lot of you people get away with stuff, and that's cool. Good for you. Hopefully, you learn and you don't make the same mistakes, and you understand. But some of us have to go through that fire, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, Tom. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I wouldn't be who I am, and who I am as a person, I'm proud of. I'm proud of. I'm somebody my family can be proud of. I'm somebody I don't go around asking for shit. I don't have habits, drug habits and stuff like that. I don't do stupid shit. I don't go around messing with people. I don't. Prison helped me out in a lot of ways because before I got locked up, I was that guy. I was the guy that's going to steal your shit. I was the guy that's going to fight you or try and mess with your girlfriend or whatever. I went in there and made some changes, did some stuff that I wouldn't have done without it.
You think it's safe to say prison might have saved your life?
I say, yeah. Well, it's hard to say that. If I didn't go to prison, I probably would be dead. So yes, but the things that I learned about myself in prison, things I learned about Jesus and about myself, and like I said, I always like when I was fucking up, I always made the excuse like, oh man, I had this past, I had all this shit that happened to me and these things that I dealt with because I was in boys' homes and shit all my life, and I always had the excuse like, oh, I had this happen to me and this happened to me and fuck it, I'll just do whatever. But I think after seeing that movie, The Passion of the Christ, I saw a person that really suffered and that really suffered. You're not suffering. I wasn't suffering. I had a hard time, true enough, but I wasn't suffering like he suffered. And I think that was pivotal, like in the change, because I saw that in like 2008. Like I was still trying to finish college and trying to bullshit through college, and then I started taking college seriously to get. I ended up with a 3.76 GPA. I graduated college with honors, and I thought I thought I was mildly retarded my whole life, and I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the world, but I learned to work. But when I learned about Jesus, I started doing things differently. I started thinking things out a little bit differently.
So maybe we could say prison saved your soul.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. I mean, I guess you could say it all. I guess you could say it saved me from who I was. But I mean, like it also, it wasn't just prison. It was my involvement. Like it was my decision to like wake up one morning. You know what? I'm going to graduate with honors to honor my mom.
Yeah.
To out of respect for my mother and my to do something my family can finally say, hey, he did something. But the Jesus stuff, it really learning about Jesus made me understand that hey, I had to forgive the person that molested me, and I want people to understand the way I learned about forgiveness is you're not forgetting or condoning what happened to you. You're not. You're just not letting it drag you. Um, I told people one time before that you have a backpack in life, right? And the stuff you carry in it um, can drag you to the ground. And I had a backpack full of stones, full of one big stone. And when I started learning how to forgive the person that molested me, I I learned to my load got a little lighter. But I don't forget what happened. I don't forget, and I don't condone it. I hate sex offenders. I hate rapists and child molesters. I can't stand them with all my heart. But um, that was dragging me down.
Keep going.
Well, that was dragging me down. But that's when I learned. Jesus said when he was asked how many times should you forgive somebody, and he said 7 times, 7 times 7, whatever that means. But to me, that made me understand that hey, he forgave these people that killed him and that abused him, and I can too. If he can, I can. And
Well, I think the thing about forgiveness, right? That's forgiveness is for you. It's not for the person that you're forgiving. And just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you're going to let them kick you in the balls again. It means you're past that And it doesn't mean you need any sort of continued relationship. It's for your own mental well-being.
Exactly. And when you hold a grudge against somebody, you're holding against yourself.
Yeah, because
You're harming nobody but
that
yourself.
guy that you're mad at is at home, asleep in his bed, not having a care in the world.
Yeah. And that's that's
So,
what forgiveness is, though. It's like, but I just want to clarify that it's not condoning and not forgetting, but it's like every day, just say, you know what? Okay, there's a saying that giving it to God, like, and it took me such a long time. It took me up until like 2019. One of the people at that program that I was in, he worked for the program, the Prison Entrepreneurship Program, and his name is David, and he's a real Christian. And in my mind, he's a real true Christian. He's a servant of people, and he told me that there's nothing that you can do about it. There's nothing that you can do about it. And I forgot where I was going with that. Can you please stand? But holding that grudge and shit, it just wasn't serving me.
right. Well, it sounds like maybe the next video that would be an interesting topic about finding God in church and the lessons that you learned as it relates to how you changed your outlook on people and life, and
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
Talk about that next time.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for today.
Okay.